Jessie, and I'm here with my sister
Tamar.
and today we're gonna be doing a spicy noodle mukbang.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of spicy noodles, 2 packets in here, and then I did some gyoza, some crab dumplings, and what are these? Oh, rice cakes. And I put a little bit of cheese and 2 fried eggs, and then I didn't have chives, so I just used the dry chives. But yeah, I'm really excited to eat this.
It looks so good. I want to eat it now.
I know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we'll just figure it out.
We're just gonna wing it. I'm really excited to eat this because every time she makes something, she just always like makes it better. Like when I make it, I'm just like, it's boring. But she just always makes it
Because I love food, so
I know.
I always have to like, how do you say it? Like amp it up.
Yeah, like usually when I eat the spicy noodles, I just eat them like plain. So I'm excited to try it like this, and hopefully it won't be that spicy because
Right.
I'm scared.
Let's
I don't even know how
dig
to like
in.
add this onto my plate. Like,
I'm so excited. Estamos perdiendo el tiempo. So, I have this song stuck in my head, and it's from, what's the show called?
La Reina del Flow.
Yeah, if you guys have ever seen La Reina del Flow, or in English, it's Queen of Flow, and it's about this girl, like revenge, but basically they have reggaeton songs, and the music is poppin'.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of cheesy, but I feel like it's a really good show.
Yeah, and the music is just very catchy.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm gonna try this rice cake.
Is that what that is? I'm trying to get this freaking egg. So the other day we went karaokeing and it was so fun. I had never done it before. Usually we just karaoke at my house, but this time we actually went to like an actual karaoke place.
Like the private rooms.
Yeah, and it was so fun, and we drank and we got caught.
And we snuck in some alcohol.
You're not supposed to drink in there, which is dumb. Like, you think I'm gonna sing sober?
Well, they saw us drinking.
Wait, was the rice
And they
cake
didn't
good?
say, yeah, it tastes like a chunky noodle. They saw us drinking and they didn't say anything, and then they came back and we got in trouble.
Oops.
Did you try it?
Mm-hmm.
The rice cake?
Mm-hmm. So, do you think you're gonna dress up for Halloween?
I want to, but now I don't know. Because I don't have plans.
Me either.
Yeah, you
I
do.
Oh, well,
Oh,
like
for actual.
escape, but like, well, I think maybe on actual Halloween I won't do anything because I'll probably be tired. I'm going to escape on Saturday, and I'm really excited because I've never actually like, well, I went to one rave before, but I got like drunk before I got there, and I wasn't 21 yet for legal reasons. This is a joke. But like halfway through, I was just like tired. So this time I'm excited because it's like, I feel like it's my first like actual rave.
It was New Year's, right? Your last one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous because I wanted to go, but
I went to Countdown, and the whole point of Countdown is literally to count down like into the new year, and they freaking messed it up, and I was like, you had one job. Like the literal rave is called Countdown, and you had one job and you messed it up.
How'd they mess up?
They counted it, like it went from like 59 to like, it would count down and then it would go back up.
What the heck?
I think adding all this stuff, it doesn't taste that spicy. It tastes good.
Oh, I added cheese.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They look good.
I feel like I could never eat spicy noodles without egg.
Really?
I just feel like it tastes so much better with like the egg.
I like when the egg is runny.
I don't.
But you don't.
I hate like the yolk.
The yolk?
Yeah, I never eat it.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know. How do you say it?
The yolk?
Yeah, the yolk.
The yolk? mm.
Mm. The dumpling? Wow.
Oh.
I watched Halloween the other day, and it actually wasn't that scary.
The new one?
No, it was, I forget which one it was. I think it was like the last one before this one.
Oh, the one where he's in the...
Like he escapes the...
Asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be scarier, but it wasn't. Usually I don't really watch scary movies. Like, I'm not a fan. But I was just like, whatever. And then it was so funny because that night I like was laying in bed and I couldn't sleep. And then I heard someone like outside scream. And I was like, oh my God, someone's getting murdered. Someone's getting murdered. I was like, Michael Myers is out.
I hate scary movies. But for some reason, I always watch like the exorcism ones. And those are the most scary because they can actually happen, you know?
You know what I think about all the time?
Wow.
When we lived in our last house,
Mm-hmm.
we used to have a TV in there and we would watch Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't-
Garage?
Yeah, I don't know why we would. I was probably like 7 and I would just like watch Chucky. And that was like the first like scary movie that I watched because I never liked watching them. But I always have like a vivid like memory of me like watching Chucky in our garage.
I remember going into the garage and watching Chucky by myself. Like,
What the heck is
I don't know
wrong
why
with
I
you?
liked that movie.
I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of Chucky's.
Yeah.
Right? And I literally would go in there, and we used to like the garage was like a room,
It was like a hangout
and it
spot.
was like pitch black. Like it would get so dark that like you didn't even know if it was morning. And we would go in there, and I would watch Chucky.
That's really scary.
And I think that garage was haunted because I remember like the stereo one time, like it just went on and it was super loud, and I ran out of there. It was probably all those like scary movies we watched in there. But yeah, I don't know why I always watch those Exorcist movies.
I've only seen, I think, one.
The original one?
I remember I
The one
saw.
with the girl?
I think so, but it was like a newer version. I saw it when I was like 15 in the movie theater.
Then it wasn't that one.
I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like 6, and my dad had me watch it. I don't know why. It was traumatizing me. But we would sleep in the living room, and he put on the Exorcist movie in Spanish on Telemundo, and I remember watching it, and I was so scared. And now he gets mad if we watch scary
I
movies.
know.
He's like, ¿para qué andan viendo esas cosas feas?
I know.
No deben de hacer eso, blah, blah, blah. So, when there was new scary movies in the theater and we would go watch them, we had to lie and say that we watched a different movie.
One of my favorite like memories from like Halloween and like being younger. Well, first of all, I used to be a witch every season, every Halloween. Like I always wanted to be a witch, but like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, you know, like I loved movies like Twitches and like stuff like that. Like I just felt like I would like I'm a witch. Okay, I just always wanted to be one.
Like a good witch.
Yeah, and I think it comes from like my favorite movie growing up used to be Matilda, and I always like felt like I was like I could do that. You know, I could
You
move
wanted
things with like
powers.
yeah. And so like growing up, like I would love to watch things like that because I was like, oh my god, like I could do that. So every Halloween, I used to be a witch. But going back to like my favorite memory is like when we did that. We did the Michael Myers guy, and we like hung him outside. When we were younger, like when we lived at our old house, we did we grabbed my dad's clothes and we created this like doll
We
outside.
stuffed it.
Yeah, we stuffed him with, I don't know what we stuffed him with, but
My dad did it.
Yeah.
Newspaper or something.
and then we put like the Michael Myers mask on him and like hung him outside, and literally like everyone was so scared to like
We
come
got
to our
no
house.
trick or treaters that year because they do that where they like put like a person outside
Yeah.
and you think it's just like a doll, and then you walk by and they like reach out.
But
for
this guy was hanging from the tree, so like
you. They probably thought he was gonna freaking
I don't know.
take the rope off and
I must
grab
like
him.
I feel like Halloween was a lot funner like when I was younger, because now it's like, oh, I like the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna dress up for Halloween and like get drunk, but usually I never do anything.
I remember for Halloween, I never had a cool costume. Like I
Same.
always wanted like a cool costume, but like our parents would never like pay money for a costume.
Or like really try. She'll be like, my mom would be like, oh, here's a mask, like just
like,
throw it on.
yeah, everyone would be like, oh, did you get a costume? Because they would get theirs at like Party City or something. And I always wanted to go, but my mom would never pay like $60 for a
Yeah.
costume.
But
Like-
honestly, I never cared because, like I said, I was just always a witch, so I would just throw on a witch hat. and
Well,
it
when
done.
I was little, I kind of did care because I would go trick or treating with like Alex and all my
Yeah.
friends, and they all had like really cute costumes. I literally have a picture. If I find it, I'll insert it. But they were all cute. Like I think Alex was a fairy, and I think Brianna was there. And then my mom just bought me like, it was like a roquera, but it was a cat. So I literally had a tail. And I was so embarrassed because I was like in 6th grade, and I felt like that.
I think I've seen that
I think
picture.
she got it at like Rite Aid or something. But I wanted a cool costume. And then I remember she dressed me up as a witch one time, and I wanted to be like a pretty witch, and she freaking gave me a big mole right here, and I cried because I didn't want to be ugly.
You're so extra.
And then, have you seen that picture when I was a baby and she dressed me up as a boy and she gave me a little mustache like Hitler?
I have seen that. You look like Cantinflas.
Yeah, why did she do that to me?
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe that's why we don't care for Halloween, because we're traumatized.
Yeah. Oh God. But yeah, now I always like make sure like our niece and our nephew like they have a costume. I'm like, hey, did you get a costume yet? Probably like pass
But
it
I feel
down.
like Aces is getting old and he won't want to dress up like.
He didn't really care. I asked him if he was gonna go trick or treating, and he was like,
I remember this one time, I never go into haunted houses. Like, I hate stuff like that. Not my vibe. But I remember one time I went into this haunted house. And when I first got in, like, the lady was like, oh, like, watch out for, like, the little girl on, like, the tricycle. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I thought she said that because she was trying to say, like, oh, like, that's not part of, like, the haunted house, you know? So I'm, like, walking in, and I see this little girl in, like, a white dress, like, in the tricycle. And she's just, like, going around, literally scared the shit out of me.
really?
Not fun.
Where was it?
It was in the dare.
I love haunted houses. Like I like doing like fun stuff. So
See, I
But
like
they
doing
didn't
fun
do any
stuff,
this
but I
time.
don't like to be scared.
I like to be scared if it's for fun. Like I've done the 17th door thing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, but
You have to literally sign a waiver to go in there. But it wasn't scary because it was in my head like, oh, this is all fake, and it was more like intense. Like it wasn't like they're like, woo, you know. It was more like a guy yelling in your face, like throwing food at you.
yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, it's more traumatizing than scary.
But also, I don't like scary movies too because sometimes, like, when I'm nervous, like, I laugh. And I feel like sometimes scary movies are, like, so fake and it just makes me laugh. And like I can watch people like get stabbed and stuff, but like breaking bones and stuff like that type of stuff, like I can't
Like
watch
gruesome
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
The one movie that did scare me, I mean, movies would scare me, but the one that I literally could not sleep was Paranormal Activity.
Remember
I don't know
when we
why
went
that
to
one
watch
got to me.
one of them, and it was really funny because like the guy like pulled a girl for like her hair. But I can't watch those movies because I get really dizzy.
That's the thing though. I remember when we went to see it in the movie theater, I was laughing because the movie was so cheesy.
Yeah.
But then when I went home at night, I would sleep by myself and it would just like, it started to get in my head and I was like, oh my gosh, like someone could literally drag me out of the bed.
Yeah.
So I started to think about it. I didn't sleep for 3 days because I was so scared. And I had a fan in the room and I remember laying there and the fan was making my sabana go like up and down.
Yeah. You were
And I
freaking
thought
out.
someone was crawling into the bed.
Yeah, because then you just get paranoid.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is like every time I would get scared, I would like sneak in her room at like 4 a.m. Last time I did it, I don't remember what I was dreaming, but it was like 4 a.m. and I like tried to like sneakily like get in her bed, and she was like, "Who's there?" And I was like, "It's me."
No, okay. You know what happened to me one time? I don't know if I ever told you.
I'm scared.
So she would do that. She would come in my room because she was scared. Or my niece, she would do that too. And one time, I was sleeping. I was like half asleep, but not really. And I heard someone come into my room. And the door shut. I remember hearing it perfectly that it shut. And sometimes, you know, we try to scare each other. So I didn't hear, like I didn't turn around. I was just listening to the noises. And I didn't feel anyone getting on the bed. So I was like, this girl's trying to scare me. So I waited and I kept acting like I was sleeping. And she was taking a long time. I thought it was Adeline. And then finally I was like, I got up, I was like, Adeline. And I'm looking and there's nobody there. And I was like, what the heck? Like I got so scared. So I was like, oh, whatever. Like it was in my imagination. I laid back down and I swear somebody grabbed my thigh.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, Adeline! And I look and she's not there.
That's scary. If that happened to me, I would never sleep again.
I got so scared. My heart was like pounding. Like I was like, oh my gosh. And I tried not to think about it because I was like, no, maybe it was all in my head. Nobody touched my thigh.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the door, but it was scary. Has anything scary happened to you before?
I've never had anything scary happen to me, and thank God because I'm such a wuss. Like,
Really? You've never had anything?
I've never had anything happen to me.
That's crazy.
That's
feel
because I spread good vibes.
I feel like a lot of scary things have happened to me. Like I've never seen anything, but I just feel like, especially like at home. I told you when Jazz came over one time. Okay, so
Here? Oh my God,
no, not
home.
here, at your house.
Oh.
So this other time, my friend had came over. And I don't know if she brought something over because when she was living, she was renting a room.
Bitch, I have to go back home.
I'm gonna tell you, it's spooky season. She said that where she was renting, she thought there was a ghost. And I was like, oh yeah, probably or whatever. Well, she ended up spending the night, her and her friend. She was my friend too, but more her friend. She ended up spending the night, and we were sleeping, and it was like 3 a.m. And mind you, we were upstairs, in my upstairs bedroom, and I'm half asleep when I hear someone knocking. And like, since I was sleeping, I was like, oh, somebody's knocking. Somebody else will get it. And then I heard it louder. It was like, dun, dun, dun. And then that's when I got up because I remembered oh shoot, I'm upstairs in my room.
Oh,
So I was like, how are they knocking? So I like get up and nobody's there. Jazz and the other friend is sleeping. And then all of a sudden I hear my dad. Oh, what happened was when I got up, the door from the patio, the door from the patio shut. I heard it. Like I heard it downstairs. And I got up and then I heard my dad like run out of the room, run downstairs, and I heard him open the sliding door. And I opened my door and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I heard somebody come in. And I was like, what the hell? Like, because somebody literally knocked on my window. And how did they knock if I'm upstairs, you know? And we heard the patio door close and everything. So I told Jazz she probably brought something over.
That's scary. So I sleep in my sister's like old room. Not her, but my older sister. And they say like that room is haunted. I guess this is like spooky season.
That's not true.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if this really happened or I'm just a delusional ass bitch. But I was like laying in bed and I swear I like hurt someone. And I hate sleeping in that room because it just gives me like bad vibes. Like I feel like it needs to be sage or some shit. But
Joma's old room, right?
yeah.
Well,
And-
she used to have it red. My sister liked Betty Boop,
yeah.
and she had painted her room red. So basically, right now it's like painted over top.
Yeah.
What color is it?
Now it's like blue. But I just like hate being in there because it just gives me like bad vibes and like, and ever since this happened to me, I sleep. Well, 2 occasions actually. I like how it's like, oh, nothing scary ever happened to me, but I honestly don't know if like this actually happened or like if it was in my head. But I remember one time I was like laying in bed and I like, usually I can never sleep, but I remember I was like trying to go to sleep and I heard something fall and I was like, oh my god, what the hell? So I turned the light off and I didn't see anything and I was like, oh hell no. Oh, I actually think this is when I went to, the last time when I went to sneak in your bed. It's because I heard something fall. And I was like, okay, whatever, like I'm just gonna like try and go back to sleep. But then the more I like laid there and like thought about it, I was like, oh hell no, like I'm not gonna lay here, you know? So I went to go sleep in her room. And then the second thing that happened to me was I was laying in bed and I swear like I heard somebody like whisper. And I was just like, what the hell?
What
Like
did they say?
I don't even know what they said, but I just remember hearing like a whispering sound like by me. And I was like, oh hell no. So ever since then I sleep with the light on. Like, that's a no for me.
I mean, I think that room is kind of haunted too because when my older sister used to live at my parents', I would always sleep with her. And one time we were laying down in her bed and we weren't talking or anything. And she was facing the wall and I was like, I don't know if I was facing this way or facing upright. And I heard a man specifically with a deep voice in between us say, what
Oh
are
my
you
god.
doing? He said, what are you doing? And when I heard that, in my head I was like, how did she make her voice like that? So I turned around and I was like, what did you say? And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, that wasn't you? And I was like, no. I was like, you heard him say, and we both said at the same time, he said, what are you doing?
That's
And I was
scary.
like, where's your phone? Where's your phone? And like, her phone wasn't there, so we thought maybe like someone was on the phone and we heard them. But it was really scary. Like, clearly a man in between us say, what are you doing?
And like sometimes I'll be sleeping in that room and the door just like opens.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if it's like the wind or whatever, but I tried telling my dad, and every time you try and tell my dad something scary, he'll be like, te tienes que persinar, te dije que te persines antes de dormir, no andes en tu teléfono.
No vean cosas feas.
He'll be like, no andes en tu teléfono antes de dormir, and like all this stuff, and I'm just like, it's haunted, period.
Yeah.
And they don't believe me, and I'm like, you sleep in there.
No. That room just had bad vibes.
It still has bad vibes.
It really does need to get saged. I mean, there's been a lot of times too. Like when Joma lived there, she used to tell me all the time, like, I saw something or my door open.
Bitch, I'm scared.
Oh, you sleep there, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I had to fucking go back. I'm like, I live here now. I live here now.
Yeah, but I've had a lot. I can go on and on about like scary stuff.
No, scary stuff never happens to me except in that room. But I just don't leave my house, so nothing scary could ever happen to me.
I have a good one. Remember when I cried?
You had a dream?
No. Okay. So I was home alone, and it was already like 8 p.m. And I was on my mom's computer that she had in her room.
At my house?
Yeah. And I was on it, and you know how like you know your house, like the noises, like you're like, oh, my mom's home, or oh my god, because you know the footsteps and you kind of like hear it all the time. So I'm on the computer and I hear someone get home, and in my head I'm like, oh, my mom's home, because it was like around the time that she would get home. And I'm scared. I'm just kidding. And
she's having
so I hear the door, and
gets
then I
possessed.
don't hear anything else. So I'm like, what is she doing? Because I thought she would come like straight upstairs, you know, so I could say hi. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the heck? I was like, is she not here? So I go, and I was like, Ma, I was like, yeah, you got this? And silence. So I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, that's probably in my head. All of a sudden, I'm on the computer, and I start hearing footsteps. So I was like, what the heck? She is home. So the footsteps, like, it's like too long. Like, why isn't she getting to the top?
Yeah.
So I start listening, and I'm like, there's not that many steps to come upstairs. And I start paying attention, and the noise gets louder and louder. Like, it went from dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And I start, like, my heart started pounding. I started to panic. And at this point, I'm about to, like, go and, like, lock the door, because I was like, did somebody get here? And as soon as I, like, lock the door literally goes boom, 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 like if somebody was, like, shaking it. I got so scared. Mind you, I'm grown. I'm, like, 17 years old at this point. So I'm not, like, a scaredy cat, never been. I literally
She a bad bitch, period.
I run into my mom's closet. I'm bawling my eyes out, and I call her. And she's like, ¿Qué tienes? Because she's worried, because I never cry.
Yeah.
And I never get scared. And she's like, ¿Qué tiene? I was like, Mom, I was like, somebody was in here. I was like, I heard like somebody running up the stairs.
Yeah.
And she's like, Cálmate, like, it's nobody. So she literally called her friend that lives like 30 minutes away to come and check on me, because she was still at work. I'll never forget that, and I know it wasn't in my head.
Yeah.
I started to question it at one point, like, did that really happen? But why was I crying?
Yeah. That's scary. No, honestly, sometimes, like, I'll be at home, and I swear I hear, like, my mom's voice. And I'm just like, oh, like, she's home. Or, like, that happens to me all the time. Or, like, I'll hear, like, Adolene or something, and, like, no one's home. But I forget. I don't remember, like, I remember hearing this, and it was, like, something about how, like, when that happens, it's because, like it's their spirit, like, in the house or something.
I've heard that, like, your house, it's like echoes.
Yeah.
So you hear the same noises because
it's like
it, like, stays in there. And
yeah, like the energy or whatever. And I think that's why people, like, sage, like, the house and stuff, because like the energy and stuff. Like,
I get scared.
Why would you do that?
You should have been like, what are you doing? Imagine he, like, snuck up right here. I would have freaking
I would have kicked him. Wow. Spooky vibes. I'd rather honestly paint pumpkins and carve them.
I want to carve a pumpkin for this year. Maybe I could put it outside. We need to go buy pumpkins, sweetie.
I'm inviting myself.
I want to carve pumpkins. We can do it outside. in my spooky patio.
We need to listen to spooky music.
No.
The
Spooky.
Monster Mash.
Are you done eating?
Yeah. Girl, I'm full.
I'm stuffed too, but since we're talking, I just keep eating.
I know. That's why I had like the last 2 dumplings. I wasn't even hungry anymore. I just felt like I needed to eat them because they were just there.
Ya te digo. Well, that it.
I think this is it, guys.
Alright guys, so we're full now, so we're gonna go ahead and end this mukbang.
I thought you were gonna say this in fucking mukbang.
Motherfucking. It was bomb.
It was, and honestly, it wasn't as spicy as like I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's not.
It was really good.
Next time we'll do the times 2 one.
Oh, maybe that's why it wasn't that spicy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so thank you guys so much for watching. I forgot to tell you guys, I did Tamara's
yeah.
makeup earlier
That's
today.
why it looked this good.
So she kind of looks like me today. It's because I did like my technique on her, but I gave her very like much bridal
Yes.
vibes. So we did film a video. So if you guys want to check it out and watch me like do her makeup, it will be on her channel. It's probably
Yes.
gonna be up before this one because I take forever to edit.
We'll see because I take forever to edit too.
But yeah. All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.